Gulf of Kutch, Indian Coast Guard, as in Gulf of Kutch, we man Gulf of Kutch 24/7 due to sensitivity of the Gulf of Kutch, due to its proximity to the Pakistan coast, which is nearby to us. Gulf of Kutch is critical since around 70 to 80% of India's oil export is being carried out from the Gulf of Kutch. We have 13 in number SPMs over here, and we guard it 24/7. If there is any suspicious contact near the SPMs in the Gulf of Kutch, we go and approach the boat, board the boat with the standard boarding procedure which we follow, and we apprehend whatever is suspicious. And the Gulf of Kutch is manned 24/7. There are ships.
উপকূলীয় এলাকায় নিরাপত্তা কঠোর করতে সক্রিয় ভারতীয় কোস্ট গার্ড বাহিনী। গুজরাটের উপকূলীয় এলাকায় রণসাজে রয়েছে বাহিনীর জওয়ানরা। বিশেষ করে গুজরাট ভারতীয় কোস্ট গার্ড কিভাবে 15 বছর আগে 26/11 হামলার মতো হুমকি থেকে রক্ষা পেতে ভার্জিনার গুজরাটের কাছে কচ্ছ উপসাগরে টহল প্রদর্শন করতে দেখা যাচ্ছে। ভারতীয় উপকূল রক্ষী বাহিনীর প্রধান মহাপরিচালক রাকেশ পাল জানান, পাকিস্তান সীমান্তের সাথে ভারতীয় উপকূলীয় এলাকা সুরক্ষিত করার জন্য এই পদক্ষেপ নেওয়া হয়েছে। উপকূল রক্ষীদের দ্বারা পাকিস্তানি নৌকার সংখ্যা এড়াতে সক্রিয় রয়েছে উপকূল রক্ষী বাহিনী।
As you know, India imports about 80% of its crude oil, and 70% of the crude oil comes and lands here. This is Wadina, this is the Gulf of Kutch, where you have got more than 15 SPMs. There are more SPMs coming. There are very big industries, refineries of Reliance, SR, Indian Oil. So you can imagine that how many tons of crude oil is being imported at this place. To counter all this thing, the DG Coast Guard is the chairman of the National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. So today in the morning, we had the National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan annual feature, wherein about 80 reps from about 30 to 35 organizations, including Ministry of Port, Shipping, Water and Shipping, then Oil Industry Safety Directorate, state governments, central governments, maritime boards, Coast Guard, Navy, everybody had attended this meeting. In this meeting, the challenges are discussed which are related to the preparedness of all the oil handling agencies, all the ports and all other stakeholders who are involved in importing the oil out at sea. So in this we discussed the contingency plans of all the ports, we validate them and what are the difficulties being faced by them. So this is a forum where many big issues are discussed so that we are well prepared to counter and mitigate all the challenges. Now to counter all the challenges, I want to tell you that the Coast Guard has got 3 pollution response vessels presently, and we are constructing 2 more big 115 meters long at Goa Shipyard Limited. So those vessels, pollution response vessels, are likely to be delivered by 2025. And in addition, we are also going for procurement of pollution response equipment for the bases, which includes skimmers, then your booms, and many other equipment which are always used for combating oil spill out at sea.
Sir, you talked about this area of more than 80% of countries crude oil comes in, and there are a lot of industries like Reliance, Nayara Energy, and many other government DPS, these oil PSUs. How is their response towards Coast Guard's efforts to fight this pollution?
As I have told you, since I am the chairman of the National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan, everybody is on the same page. When it comes to any emergency and contingencies, let me assure you that all the agencies, they come forward and help each other. Now there was one case of MT Genesia, a ship which had caught fire near Mundra port way back in 2018, and I recollect that I was the regional commander of the Northwest region here, and that time there were 11 tugs which were sent by various ports which were beyond their port limits also, and they all fought fire for that ship. And this is a very eco-sensitive and a marine sensitive area. It's a marine sensitive area of class 1, highly sensitive, where if there's an oil spill, it will be termed as a disaster.
Sir, this year, in next couple of days, we would be completing the we would be having the 15th anniversary of 26/11 attacks on Mumbai in 2008. Now, even today, we know there was a encounter going on in Rajouri, and the terrorists were Pakistani nationals. Now, yesterday also, the Indian Coast Guard apprehended a Pakistani fishing boat which was moving in our waters very suspiciously. Now the threat remains. How is the Indian Coast Guard countering this threat and meeting the security challenges in this area, sir?
Well, I can tell you with conviction that the Indian Coast Guard is having nearly 55 to 60 ships patrolling pan-India. And we are having about 10 to 12 aircrafts and helicopters which fly every day. So our response to any incidents is not more than 1 or 2 hours, because you have ships which are placed at 100 miles. And on top of that, we maintain good synergy with the Marine Police also. All the stakeholders who are involved in the coastal security concept, a very good synergy is being maintained with them. We have got good synergy with the agencies, with the state agencies, and as you know, we caught one boat day before yesterday, and this is not the first time we caught a boat. There are a lot of drugs, etc., which we have caught close to our borders, and our ships are actually actively involved in ensuring that our waters are free from any terrorist activity.
Sir, now this has a lot of refineries, a lot of high value assets for the country. How safe, secure has the Coast Guard made it after these attacks happened 15 years back?
So that's what I'm saying. So every year we have coastal security exercise, Sagar Kavach exercise, boarding exercise, and on top of that with other stakeholders like Air Force and Army. In this particular place, they are conducting a lot of exercise. Like Air Force also revalidate their procedure, their mode of how to safeguard all these big refineries. The Coast Guard is doing its own exercise with all the stakeholders, which involves the state government, the maritime community, the Navy, everyone. So let me assure you one thing, that when it comes to the coastal security aspects and the national security of the country, the Coast Guard is taking all possible steps to ensure that our waters are free from all kind of terrorist activity, with coordination and efforts of all the agencies who are involved in this.
Sir, lastly, I would like to ask you about recent times we had earlier seen that narco-terrorism was being supported by the Pakistani agencies in other areas. Now, we see a lot of sea routes being used for smuggling of narcotics. Coast Guard has also apprehended a lot of them. Can you tell us about that aspect of securing the sea routes?
No, that's what I'm saying. Of course, the seas routes are being taken by all such anti-national elements, and definitely the Coast Guard is actually patrolling all the sensitive area. The points which we consider where these people can transit through, they have been choco-blocked, and we are ensuring with help of all agencies and including the state agencies also, that as and when we get the regular inch, we take them on board, in the sense that we ensure that any int which is being given to the Coast Guard is passed on to every ships, every unit out at sea, let it be aviation or let it be ship. And let me assure you that whatever int we have got, we have had a success rate of about 70 to 80%. In fact, one of the biggest drug haul which was done by the Indian Coast Guard was here only of Viraval, when we had caught a vessel called Henry, in which we had got about 1.5 tons of drugs, which had a purity value of about 76%. So that way, if you see, year over year, there have been a lot of apprehensions of all these anti-national elements with drugs, and we maintain good synergy and coordination with all stakeholders, so that in case the drug, the vessels which transit, and if they are coming to shore, then the shore units have been involved, the BSF is there, then your Sagar Rakshak Dal, Gram Rakshak Dal of the state agencies in this area, or any other place, including Tamil Nadu also, where we have caught a lot of drugs and other gold smuggling, etc. which takes place at some of the places, the Coast Guard makes sure that we are there everywhere 24/7.
And you think, sir, this high vigil by Coast Guard against this menace of narco smuggling, it has been effective?
Yeah, it has been effective. That's the reason why, if you see that most of the time, we have caught the drugs, and sometimes when we have not caught the drugs, they must have come to know that the Coast Guard is there, and they make a U-turn and they go back to the respective place where they originate from. So let me assure you that the Coast Guard is making all efforts in ensuring that no such illegal activities take place through the sea. And of course, it cannot be only by the Coast Guard. It is the efforts of all inclusive and agencies who are involved in the maritime coastal security construct.
And sir, since we are standing here and this was an area affected severely by the cyclone, the Indian Coast Guard helicopters, the ALHS, did a very good job here, sir. Can you tell us about your air element? What are your future plans of strengthening?
So I want to tell you one thing, that as far as our ship and our acquisition plans are concerned, we have got about 157 surface ships and about 78 aircrafts, which include about 39 fixed-wing aircrafts and 39 helicopters. Very shortly, we are going to sign contract for 9 more advanced light helicopter and about 9 Dorniers. And then there are also plans for acquiring long-range maritime surveillance aircraft, which the Air Force has taken, and the contracts will be signed with Tatas, wherein we are going to get about 6 C-295. So as far as the aviation elements are concerned, we are progressing very well to ensure that the air surveillance part is not compromised, and we have sufficient number of aircrafts and helicopters to do the surveillance, keeping in mind the downtime for the maintenance also. Similarly, as far as the ships are concerned, we'll be very shortly signing contracts for 6 offshore patrol vessel, 14 fast patrol vessel with Mesgon dock, and 1 training ship has already been signed with Mesgon dock. So 21 ships are going to be under construction in next 3 to 4 months' time. We are going for 6 more hovercrafts, but the hovercrafts are very much required for shallow water operations. So these hovercrafts are based at places where your ships cannot go because of the constraint of depth of water. So our acquisition plans are right at the right place, and the Government of India, Ministry of Defence, is giving us adequate funds and budget to ensure that our acquisition process are all fast-tracked.
That's a very healthy Coast Guard that you are leading.
Okay, confirm you are not on the channel road.
Affirmative, sir. We are on channel 12.
मोटर के move on, motor can move on. Okay, अपना विमान मिनिमम पुश. लिनिया 45 डिग्री पीछे की तरफ.
সংবাদ এই পর্যন্তই, ফিরছি পরবর্তী অন্যান্য আপডেট নিয়ে। ধন্যবাদ।